Hey, welcome back. Today I want to take a little bit of time to talk to you about how to play a 2-octave D major scale. This is one of the first scales that comes around in the orchestra classroom as a 2-octave scale that requires the bass players to get up into thumb position. It's something that I usually get to with my students in their third year of playing in the 8th grade, and there's a lot of questions about it and people get a little confused about it, so I thought it would be worthwhile to make a video on this. So to start out, I'm just going to play a 2-octave D major scale, and once you get the hang of this or have the idea about it, when the violins start getting up into third position and getting to those higher octave scales, then the basses can go with them as well. The standard thing to do would be to go like this, drop down to the E string for your second note. And if you don't have the thumb position, that's a reasonable way to do it, but I just as soon have the basses going up into position once the violins are as well. So here is a 2-octave D major scale. Alright, and just so you know, a little later in the video I'm going to do that again for you standing up, because the process is a little bit different standing than sitting. So I'm going to go over just a couple of the important things about that people tend to get confused about. The first octave of the D scale should be pretty straightforward. My students learned that in their first year of playing. Go over the fingering after that first octave. So starting here from the high D on the G string, you're going to shift to first finger. And some people call this the 5th position, some the 5th and a half position. Some methods call this part of the 3rd position, whatever. You're going to take your thumb into the crook of the neck right here. Your first finger is going to go to the E, one whole step above D. 4th finger is going to be on F sharp. And here you switch into thumb position. You got a G harmonic right here. Hopefully you know about that already. You're going to take your thumb out of the crook of the neck, bring it down here to the harmonic. I have a series of videos on how to hold the bass while sitting and while standing, and part 4 of both of those series is on the thumb position. So if you have questions about basic thumb position, please refer to those videos. Part 4 of how to hold the bass while standing or while sitting, we'll go over the basics of that. But you're going to bring your thumb to that harmonic. Your elbow, and this is important as you go from the F sharp to the G, has to come up a little bit. Your wrist is going to bend a little bit to go over the corner of the bass, and that's going to set up your thumb position. Notice that my fingers here are lined up with the string. That's really, really important. So again, from F sharp to thumb on G, elbow comes up, wrist bends a little bit, my other finger's lined up with the string. First finger A, 3rd finger is going to go to a B. Some people like to play that B with a 2nd finger. Doesn't matter much. I think the 3rd finger is a little bit more accurate. So here's the B. It'll go a whole step beyond the B to a 2nd finger on the C sharp. And then your 3rd finger is going to be on D. And you have a harmonic here on the D, which we're going to talk about here in a second. But one thing I want you to notice, I'm going back to the B here. As I go from the basic thumb position with the thumb on the harmonic to the next position with my 3rd finger aiming for the D, I want you to notice how my hand moves. The shape of the hand stays the same. I'm not going up here like this, leaving some notes behind. The entire position moves together. So from the G, I'm going to make that shift. The whole hand moves together. For the D, I usually do use the harmonic, but I want you to notice, I'll turn a little bit here, hopefully you can see that in the camera, that my fingers and my thumb are still in place. I've lifted off the string just a little bit. I have not gone like this to play the harmonic. And I'm actually pushing the string down about 3/4 of the way to the fingerboard. I call that a 3/4 press harmonic, and it makes it very easy to feel the center of the harmonic. If you want to know a little bit more about harmonics, I have a video on tuning with harmonics where I actually do some demonstrations and explain how the harmonics work. You may find that helpful. But I do a 3/4 press here on the harmonic, That way when I go back to the C sharp, my hand is in place, press the C sharp down, shifting back to the B, the entire hand moves. Coming back off the G, I'm going to bring my thumb around, this is really important. Bringing the thumb around, setting it in the curve of the neck, sets my hand position, ready for the F sharp. So here's the G, back to the F sharp. Pay very close attention to the thumb. I'll turn the instrument a little bit here, maybe so you can see it. Thumb comes in to thumb position. I set the thumb, and that gives me my position for the F sharp. All right, so I'm going to play that scale one more time, and you can you'll just watch as I'm making my shifts. I'm keeping hand position really, really stable. From the F sharp to the G, elbow comes up, wrist goes around, B to C sharp, hand position stays solid, D harmonic, fingers lift up just a little bit off the string while I play a 3/4 pressed harmonic. Alright, so there it is. I'm going to cut over here in just a second. I'm going to do that same thing for you standing up because there are some slight differences in the technique, but a lot of what I just talked about is going to be the same. Okay, so I've reconfigured the bass for those of you who play standing up. The couple of things that are different, but like I said before, a lot of it is the same. First thing though, you want to be balanced. Again, reference my video series in 4 parts on how to hold the bass while standing. It'll give you a lot of good information about how to hold the instrument, how to control the instrument, how to get into thumb position while standing up. But here it is, the D scale while standing. And notice the main difference going into thumb position right here, taking the step back so that I can reach over the instrument. So there it is, and again, just a couple of things, the bits that are different. In moving from the F sharp to the G, I want you to notice where I take a step back with my left foot, let the neck of the instrument rest on my shoulder, and then I bring my hand into thumb position. It's all kind of one motion, but just like when I'm sitting, the elbow comes up, the wrist bends a little bit. When I make my shift, hand position stays the same. Really, the only difference is this bit as I get over the break into thumb position. And I just went up a little bit just so you could see the way I take the step back and the way I take the step forward. I do want to mention here a little bit at the end about the arpeggio when you do this. And this will be the same fingering standing or sitting, so I'll just go over it here while standing. D, F sharp, A, D, F sharp, A, high D. By far the easiest way to play that arpeggio. Open D, this is where people get a little confused. You're going to come up to the 4th position, thumb set in the curve of the neck. First finger is going to be A on the D string. 4th finger is going to be F sharp on the A string. D, F sharp, A. Step back, go to thumb on the D string harmonic right here. Here's your D. First finger, 3rd finger, F sharp. First finger across the G string A. Shift to the harmonic, 3/4 pressed high D. Back to A. Across F sharp, 3rd finger D string, thumb D, thumb back around to the back of the neck here, 1st finger sets on A, 4th finger across F sharp, open D. Here it is one more time, full speed. Hopefully you can follow that along. Okay, so there you have it, the 2-octave D scale, sitting, standing, a lot of things similar, but a few things different. Fingering for the arpeggio. Hopefully this is something you found helpful. If you found this helpful, please remember to like the video, leave me a comment. If you have questions about other double bass techniques that you are wondering about, that you're having trouble with, please put something in the comments about that. I can add it into my list of videos to make. And thank you very much.